you see him as a genie that's in a bottle that you can rub and he pop out whenever you get in trouble? How do you see Jesus? Do we only call on him when we get in trouble? Or do we have a real relationship? How do you see it? I'll show you something. Won't be long. John the 9th chapter. Why don't you open up for me? John 9. John the 9th chapter. Just want to show you. When you found it, you can join me by standing as we look at what has been written. A lot of things took place in this particular scripture. When you found the same man, if you haven't, say, Pastor, hold on. I'm waiting. Amen. It's an amazing thing. This particular discussion. In this discussion, we find Jesus dealing with a man blind from birth. A man who, having met Jesus, received his sight. The 9th verse, rather chapter, and about the 24th verse is where I want to read. The 24th verse, according to the King James Version, 9th chapter, 24th reads, "Then again called they the man that was blind, and said unto him, Give God the praise. For we know that this man, Jesus, is a sinner." That's what they said to the man that was blind. Come on, Pharisees. Blind man answered and said, pay attention, "Whether he be a sinner or no, I know not. One thing I know." Don't know about all that other stuff, but one thing I know. I know that there was a time I was blind, couldn't see, but now I can see. Ask you a question again. How do you see Jesus? You may have this. How do you see Jesus? My brothers and my sisters, this is a very simple sermon. This will not be the deep where you find nuggets. that you ain't going to understand. This is based on the premise, a very simple one. Fairly simple. The man was blind. But once he experienced the Christ, he could see. Yeah. And there are a lot of people in this world who, unlike this man, got eyes, but they still can't see. Make it plain. They in church. They sit in pews. Some of them sing in choirs. Some of them deacon on boards. Some of them usher. Some of them even call themselves preaching. But the reality is, upon testing, they still can't see. What do you mean, brother? Because we allow ourselves to get trapped by stuff. You were saved by God through His Spirit, His Son, but not to sit on the sideline and let the world go to hell. You are also not supposed to be standing in the way of others who desire to see Jesus, who He is. The reality is, most of us, if we're not careful, if we don't use our spiritual eyes and see Him properly, the devil will use us to block the sight of others. Can I make it plain? Therefore, watching you. And they want to see how you react to things that happen in life. They know what you do on Sunday. They know you go to church. They know you sang in the choir. They know you usher. They know you play drum. They know. They know you key or keyboard. They know you play that thing. But when the storms of life come, they want to know, are you still saved? How do you react when it gets tight? How do you respond when you mess up? And that can only be in the positive when you use your spiritual eye to see Jesus. Things happen. And I'm not crazy. I know they happen. So I'm going to take the story, and I want you to read it when you get back home, because I'm not going to read the whole story. I want you to read the story that happened. But I'm going to raise some points out of it. Story. What is the story? The story of how Jesus, when He was traveling, came back, met a man who was blind from birth. The disciples challenged, said Jesus wasn't born blind because he or his mom and daddy messed up. Jesus told them, no. The man said to Jesus, I want my sight. Jesus let them know that it was happening because God's getting ready to do something.